Thank you. My name is Justin. Thank you for coming tonight for the second night of the new Beverly mystery movies. We have a very fun night. Tonight is not horror movies, so a lot of people. It's weird. You guys don't like horror movies. I don't get it. It's Halloween too. It's like October, so all month's supposed to be nothing but horror movies. But we're gonna. So it's like Hellraiser was over here, and tonight's movie is gonna be more like way over here. So if there's any girls here, you might cry the first movie. It's very sad. It's not a joke. I cried during the movie. So we all have little tickets and stuff, and we're going to be doing the posters and stuff afterwards. But first, I'm not going to announce the movie. I'm really a very special guest to talk about it and tell you what we're watching. Everyone give a warm round of applause for Mr. Leonard Maltin.
Disrespect intended, but I didn't dress up for you guys. I've actually been in synagogue all day today, observing Yom Kippur, the Jewish High Holy Day, and now I'm doing my other cathedral, motion pictures, because that's how I look at movie theaters. I really do. So many, more than one generation, I actually was grown up in the era of home video, and home video is an incredible thing. Giving us access to films that otherwise you just couldn't see conveniently, especially if you don't live in a metropolis like LA. But there's no substitute for seeing a film on the screen in a good theater with a simpatico audience. It's the way to go. And every time I talk to people who haven't had that experience very often, and they go to see a movie that they think they know, they always come away saying, "Gee, it felt completely different when I saw it on the screen." So when I announce the film in just a moment, I'm going to ask you how many of you have seen it, and I'm going to ask you how many of you have never seen it in a theater. There's two different stories. So the film you're going to see tonight is Brad Bird's The Iron Giant. It's a terrific movie that got screwed. It got screwed big time on its initial release because Warner Brothers didn't believe it. Warner Brothers, in fact, the corporate Warner Brothers at that time was producing another animated film, and they thought that was the movie to back. That movie was Quest for Camelot. Let's not hear it. Quest for Camelot. Never mind. But they thought that was their big winner that year. And when I say they didn't get behind this movie, I mean, forget that there were no tie-ins at McDonald's or Burger King or what there were, and very little advertising. They didn't even do a press junket for it. And the leading voices in the film are Jennifer Aniston and Harry Connick Jr. So you had like named people who could have gone out to help promote the movie, and they didn't even ask them to promote it. So you can imagine the frustration that Brad Bird must have felt, having put his heart and soul into this film, which you can see. It's based on an award-winning book by British author Ted Hughes, and a very personal film for Brad. But everything he does is personal. If you've ever seen him interviewed, or if you've ever been lucky enough to do the Q&A when he's in attendance, he's a very passionate guy. He was passionate about animation from the time he was 11 years old. And when he was in his mid-teens, he impressed people he met at the Disney studio. They just knew he had it, that there was something special about this guy. And and I first became aware of him when he did an episode for Steven Spielberg's TV series called The Family Dog. Spielberg was doing amazing stories, and he was giving the opportunities to a lot of directors and writers to do like one shot, a minute, a half-hour television format. Brad did a very clever piece called The Family Dog, and I thought this guy's going to take off. Well, he got work right away, and he in fact was involved with the very first incarnation of The Simpsons on TV, which was not as a half-hour show, but as little filler pieces for the Tracy Ullman show. And but that got him started, and he started doing some episodic TV animation. And he worked briefly at Disney. He got actually to meet and study with, work at the feet of some of his heroes, some of the famous 9 Old Men of Walt Disney's animation staff. And that's why in this film there's a cameo appearance by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, 2 of the legendary Disney animators. You may not know what they look like or sound like, but when you see 2 old guys in a film that's really them, and it's them doing their own voices. And Brad also put them in The Incredibles. So he's not posing, he's not pretending to be an animation junkie. This is what he lives, eats, and breathes. So this film, which has everything going for it, got sloughed off in its original release. But it, you know, obviously was seen by some people, it got some good reviews, and then it did come out on home video. So now I'm just curious. This is not a test. How many people have seen the film before? Okay. How many people have seen the film before in the theater? Relatively few. I hope you will feel that you're having a new experience seeing it this way. And it is a 35mm film. So you're a little late, guys. Sorry. It's a film that also makes, I think, very ingenious use of computer technology. And you'll see in the animation of the giant itself that it's integrated old-fashioned, old-school animation with then the cutting edge computer animation. But it's again, it's not about technique. It's about the heart. It's about the heart of the film, and it's a film that has a kind of a baby boomer mentality to it. It takes place in the 50s. It's a baby boomer movie in more ways than one, I think. And I won't say more than that because the film should just speak for itself. But it's wonderful to know that such a talented guy got back together with his one-time classmate, one-time co-animator at Disney, John Lasseter, got to make The Incredibles and Ratatouille there, which he did, you know, beautifully. I have a little mixed feelings, I guess, that he's gone over to the dark side. He's made a live-action film. He's directed the new Mission Impossible movie, Tom Cruise. Now, obviously, a guy this talented could do whatever he sets out to do and do it well. So I hope it's a good movie. I'm not gunning for that movie. I mean, I hope it's good. I hope it's a feather in his cap. I hope it's really entertaining. But we need great animation directors. You know, as animation becomes more commonplace, that's quite the word, you see more animated features, they also become less special somehow. There used to be a time when you really looked forward to the new Disney feature, and then it was just Disney and DreamWorks. It was Disney and DreamWorks and Sony, and now it seems every few weeks there's a new animated feature. Some of them are good, a couple of them are great, and an astonishing number now are mediocre. They've got the technique. They know how to do the CG animation. They can do that, but they haven't got the smarts. They haven't got the originality, and that's what Brad Bird has. So I hope he comes back to animation after his little vacation, shooting a lot of action. And
Tom Cruise, how can you say no to that?
And but I wish him nothing but success because, as you'll see, and so many of you know the movie already. This is a pretty special film. So that's all I got to say. We're going to roll film.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming.
People who introduce things and then run out to do it, which is what I'm about to do. But I've had a long day, and I wish I could stay tonight and watch it with you, but I hope you have a great time. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. So we're going to roll this. He was talking about Family Dog, and we actually have that in the trailer reel to show you beforehand. So this is going to be good. Hope you guys like it, and we'll be back afterwards to unveil who did the poster and show you that off and get you guys going. So, all right, enjoy.